Good evening, everybody. It is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's time once again for Treasure Tales. We got a couple of real good guests lined up for you tonight, I think. And I think it's somebody you're really going to enjoy. Both these people are just fantastic hunters, and one of them is a very good friend of mine. So I think you will enjoy what we have in store for you tonight. So there's a lot going on. I think Phil finally got in a couple of manticores that are already gone, and he's getting a few more. Now he's got plenty, I think, of the Equinox 700 and 900. Manticore is still a little sketchy, but he's starting to get some in. Now, when he's going to get a lot in, I really don't know. So just keep checking with him. Trust me, he wants you to have your manticore as much as you want to have it. So just keep checking with him, and everything will be fine. Now, I don't know what y'all's weather's doing. It was 80 degrees here today. Now, tomorrow, it's supposed to be 52, and then in the low 50s throughout the weekend. So you can't catch a break. The only thing you can catch with this is a cold. So, there's no rhyme or reason to it. Usually here in North Florida, throughout the winter time, it'll be mid 70s. And then along about Easter, we'll get a little cold snap for a day or two. And then it's off to the races, really, really warm. So, we'll deal with it as best we can. Just put on some more clothes, have a hot toddy or whatever needs to be done will be done. So a lot of good things coming up. Now, next week, Monday night on Treasure Talk, Pete Soro will be here from Digstock. Now, I will be attending Digstock this year in North Carolina. That is March, I think, 9th, 10th, and 11th, somewhere along in there in those days. I will be in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, close by, for the Digstock event. And what we're giving away tomorrow night I think is a really, really cool prize. They've got something new they're starting this year. It's a Native American hunt. Now, it's in April. It's after the Digstock. And I'm not sure exactly where the location will be. It may be in the same area. It's like a 2-day hunt. And when you search for Native American artifacts, like arrowheads and all that kind of good stuff. So that should really, really be a fun time for somebody. They're going to give away a free ticket to that. I mean, that's like a $200 value. So, really good prize. We'll find out more about that on Monday night when Pete is here. And, there's a lot of really good things coming up. So speaking of that, in March, on the 13th, I probably will not be back in the Treasure Talk studios yet. So my good friend Joe Vizzi is going to sit in for me with Phil on Treasure Talk. And that's one you will not want to miss, because that will be a Coil Tech special where you're going to get a tour. Trevor is going to take y'all on a tour of his factory so you can see just exactly what goes in to making all the coils. And we'll talk more in depth about the new MindLab Equinoxes, which the Coil Tech Knox coils will work on. And I think they're going to be working on some more Manticore coils as well. So that's definitely one you're really going to want to tune in for. If nothing else, just for the factory tour. It should be great. You get to really kind of see what goes in to making those coils, and there's a lot to it. So that's something we're kind of starting whenever we can, is to how it's made, how it's done. So give you all a better appreciation of what goes into making a quality product. And we're also going to be doing one. Phil is working on one right now to tell y'all just what goes into running a metal detecting store. You know, people think you just call up, order this stuff, put it out, rake in the money. Not the case. There's a lot involved. Dealing with vendors and production issues and all kinds of stuff. So there'll be a little behind the scenes look at how to run a metal detecting store as well coming up. So, like I said, all kinds of good stuff happening. And we're going to have a couple, 3 weeks here of good. And I have to make an announcement now, and I'll reiterate this in the next couple of weeks. Next Thursday on Treasure Talk is going to be Excalibur Shovels. Casey Dittman, the Key Date Kid, will be our guest. And then following that will be the Dime Detective and Digologist. And at the end of January, Treasure Tales is going on hiatus. I just need a break. So Treasure Tales will be on hiatus. We'll be back, I think, mid-April with our big epic show from Sebastian, Florida. So, and then if something really special comes up before that, well, I'll announce it and everybody will know it. But I'm going on hiatus. I need a little bit of a vacation here. So after the end of January, Treasure Tales will be on hiatus for a while. So let's go ahead and say hello to everybody that's in the chat. There are a few. There's not a lot, but there are a few. And I don't know how many are watching. Not a lot, but that's okay. So let's say hello to those that are watching. Adele Lampersky Rutherford, a wonderful, wonderful friend, very talented artist. Hello, Adele. Glad that you were here. And we have, let's see, Tim Naylor. Hey, Tim. Practical Ken. Glad you joined us tonight, Tim. And, of course, Robert Ridgway from Pinellas Park. Glad that you joined us, Robert. And let's see. Who else is here? They're just chatting away. And my screen jumps. My brother from another mother, Mr. Guru, Phil Myers, is in the house. So, Adele, yes, now you can say hello for Phil. So, Phil, Adele was the first one in the chat, and she said, hi, Jeff, hi, Phil. I had to inform her that you hadn't made the scene yet, but you were fixing to. So now she's saying hello. Maria Reese, just a great person. I love Maria. Hey, Maria, how are you doing? Let's see. And let's see. Oh, this thing jumps around like you can't believe. Woo. Okay. I hope I don't want to miss anybody. Okay, and I'm gonna read you this one from Adele to Phil. Myers Metal Detectors, Phil, baby. Any word on the Manticore? I think I was low on the list. Adele wants that Manticore, Phil. Metal Detecting the 6 with Prospector Steve. Glad that you joined us tonight. And Mark Fiorella. Hello, Mark. Glad that you joined us tonight. He said it's 41 and heavy rain in Buffalo. Well, it could be snow, and I think you've already had some of that stuff, Mark. So I think rain is probably a little bit better than snow unless you're already frozen. And then it's going to be a big block of glacier ice. So be safe. Let's see. Delco Detecting. Glad you joined us tonight. Louis Villarreal. Hello, Louis. Glad that you joined us tonight, my friend. And Looterate in the house. Glad to see you. Let's see. Mark Watras. Hello, Mark. Glad that you were here tonight. Let's see. Mandy Brown is in the house. Glad to see you, Mandy. Tim Walters in the house. Glad that you joined us tonight. And let's see. Keep on going. And we may have come to the end of everybody that's in the chat. And I hope I didn't miss anybody. If I see anybody join in, why, I will call your name out. So, like I said, a lot of good stuff coming up. If you've got any questions for Phil about the new Mind Lab product or any of the other product that you want, I mean, I'm sure he has Deus 2s in stock. I know he's got 700 and 900 Equinoxes in stock. I don't know about the Manticore. Like I said, it should be coming pretty soon. But anything else you ever need, he's got it. Like I always say, if Phil don't have it in stock, you don't need it. And if he don't have the Manticore in stock, you don't need it yet. Okay? It's coming. It's coming. So enough of me blathering here. Let's go ahead and bring on our first guest, one that everybody knows and loves, Big Papi, Joe Vizzi. Let's bring on Joe Vizzi. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Jeff, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I think Phil's starting to get some. A lot of people don't know this, maybe, or maybe they do. If they don't, they should. You work with Phil from time to time on the weekend, on Saturday.
Correct. Pretty much every Saturday, I'm there from 10:30 to about 2:30 in the afternoon. I actually am the brains and the brawn of the operation.
Brains for sure.
I'm just playing, but no,
we're not.
it's a beautiful, beautiful shop. For those of you that have not stopped in, Myers Metal Detector is bar none. Phil goes above and beyond ordering the products. I know because I put them up and I set them up and display them nicely for the customers when they come in. So come down and see them. It's going to be quite the excitement when you walk through that door.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, there's stuff all over the place, and like I always say, if Phil don't have it in stock, you probably don't need it. And see, and that's the thing. One thing about Myers Metal Detectors is if you have a question, whether or not you buy the item from Phil or Joe, if you call on a Saturday, you may get to talk to Joe. If you've got a question about a detector, call. They will be more than happy to answer your question. Hopefully, you will make the right choice. And if you make a purchasing decision to purchase from them, because the customer service is second to none in the entire world, and you won't get a better deal anywhere. Plus, you'll have their knowledge, but say you don't. They're still going to answer your question. And there's not a lot out there that will do that, let me tell you. So he's Phil has it all. And if you're anywhere, even within an hour or an hour and a half of Tampa, go in. If you've been thinking about some kind of a piece of an equipment, you go in and get it in your hand. And they'll show you how to use it. You can feel it, touch it, and take it outside and try it in the side yard there. I mean, there's not many places you can do that.
Absolutely, Jeff.
Yeah.
When I sell a detector to a consumer that walks through the door, I'm selling it to them for what they're looking for, what their needs are. We don't try to jam anything down their throat. We have a lot of the sample models on display where they can go ahead and try them. And when I sell a detector to them, I go over all the ins and outs, how to properly use it. And I want to make sure that they are comfortable before they leave that store. Comfortable in actually going out and finding treasure immediately. And Phil's got some of the best ones on the market right now. We have plenty of the Deus 2s in inventory. We have the new Mind Lab 700, which is actually replacing the 600, which has got 6 programs. Then we'll also have the Mind Lab 900. The 900 is replacing the 800. And if you look at the quality, I guess MindLab finally listened to the consumer, because both of those have carbon fiber shafts that are using the cam lock system, which opens and you can tighten it by just opening and compressing it. There's no more pins in the rod. The coiliers that are on these new coils are bar none. You can definitely tell that they beefed them up. They're phenomenal. I've practiced with the 900 in the shop, showing them to customers. That seems to be the fastest seller right now, because they're getting not only the detector, they're getting the wireless headphones, and they're getting the 11-inch coil and the small 6-inch coil right off the bat. It's like a package deal, and it's the collapsibility of that for people that like to take their detectors on a it's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And like I say, the proof is in the pudding. They say it's waterproof down to 15 feet. Well, that remains to be seen yet, but I hope that they got everything figured out.
I'm hoping they got all their bugs out, but I really, really like these new detectors from MindLab. They have a red background backlight.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you can toggle it between the white one and the red one, but the red background is really cool. It brightens up the numbers as they pop on the screen there.
Oh, cool.
And, what else was I going to mention about that? The Manticore I haven't been able to try yet, because Phil hasn't had any in the shop other than when Debbie came to visit him. The detectors that we have, I may probably get an upgrade, because I do have an Equinox 600 over to maybe the either the 7 or the 9. But I still love my Deus 2. I'm a Deus 2 user. I love to swing that thing. It's super, super light. And as soon as Phil gets in those Deus 2 all carbon fiber shafts from Steve's Detectors rods, I'm going to get one for sure. I like the presentation. And Jeff, I know you have one. You showed on the show. But something that I mentioned to Phil, because that grip is all carbon fiber, but you can get
Let me show you
a wrapping from like a baseball bat, the rubber, or a tennis racket rubber, and wrap it around it.
Yep.
You want that extra grip.
There it is.
Perfect.
There it is. The cam locks are just outstanding.
Yeah.
And
did you put a grip on it?
Huh?
Did you put a rubber grip on it?
No.
Okay.
No, that's my headphones.
Yeah, what I mentioned, Jeff.
This grip here. No, I haven't put anything on it yet.
Yeah, they do make, because I've used it in other forms, a grip. It's like a rubberized grip that you can use. Tennis players use it, and so do baseball. Bat. You can put it like on a baseball bat, but that thing would fit right on there. That's what I'm going to put on mine as soon as I get it.
Yeah, this is a great shaft. Great shaft. He's got the lock built in for the remote control, and I double tucked it with a Dan's lanyard for the Deus 2.
Absolutely.
And it's not in the way at all. And when he engineered this, the thing I liked really about what he did with this is he recessed down the control unit a little bit more from the grip, so it's easier to work your thumb, and you're not really going to pop it off that much. So
yeah,
it's a great carbon fiber all the way down the line.
Yeah, I like the cam locks on that too. Those are beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah. Very nice. I'm very, very pleased with that. And I'm not sure when they will be into Phil's shop. I think he's had a conversation with Steve, and I think it's probably in the in the mix, getting ready to.
I believe it's in the works as we speak. So
Yeah,
that'll be awesome once he gets those in. I think a lot of people, Deus users, would definitely come in and take advantage of that stellar looking shaft.
yeah, and Detect Ed's going to be right behind him. I'm hoping to have my Detect Ed Deus 2 shaft by the end of the month when Ed is on the show.
Oh, okay.
So
Sounds good.
I'll have one of each.
Yeah, absolutely. You got
You
two,
know?
you got two detectors, so use one on one and one on the other.
Yep, I use. I have one set up. I run my 9-inch coil for land hunting and my 11-inch in the water.
Absolutely. I'm keeping my fingers and toes crossed for that little small coil to come out for
I
land.
think they'll probably come out with a 9x5.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I think they will. So, Joe, for those out there who may not know you at all, just tell them a little bit about you, what you do in your life, for your living, let's say,
Yes.
and because they know about you and Myers metal detectors, and that's always been a good thing. Well, let's let the people get to know you a little bit better.
Absolutely, Jeff. Well, my name is Joe Vizzi. I was born and raised here in Tampa, Florida. What I do for a living, and I've been doing it for the past 37 years, is I've been in the alcohol beverage business, which I've always sold liquor and wine to the on-premise segment. But now I've got into, in my twilight years, I work for a small little Italian wine company. It's called Vino Veritas. It's the owner of this place is unbelievable. He gives me full reign what to do out in the market. All of his wines are hand selected by him, and they're all
Good.
Italian wines. He
Yeah,
has
good, good.
oh yeah, they have two California producers, and I sell a lot. I'm in charge of Hillsborough, all of Hillsborough County, all of Pinellas County, a little bit of Polk County. Um, with the relationships that I've developed over the course of the 37 years, I have actually on and off premise. On premise meaning, like a restaurant or hotel where you actually consume the product on premise. And I have off premise, which are fine wine shops and also, package stores, liquor stores that want fine wine. My company that I represent does not sell to any uh, big box stores, if you will.
Yeah.
We only sell to individual and independent places, and it's doing really, really good. I love the company I work for. I'm making a nice living now. I'm really, really happy, but I still couldn't give up working at Myers on Saturday.
Oh, no, that's the fun part of it.
I love Phil and his wife Jocelyn, and they're really, really good people. I've known them for a long, long time, and I'm happy to work there when I can. And it's predominantly every Saturday, but I won't be there this Saturday because I got invited to go hunting, deer hunting, if you will, and I'm not going to be at the shop Saturday.
Well, you got to do some things, and there's somebody else in the chat here. It says, "Hey, Joe Pesci."
Hey, yeah, I'm a funny guy,
You know who that is.
Yeah, I like my grits al dente.
Yeah, you know who this is said that. That's hey, yo, essay. Joe Pesci is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny is when we did our WSAS picnic, West State Archaeological Society, there was one of the members that bought over a really cool setup with a mic and a speaker. And of course, my brother from another mother, Phil, wanted me to go over there and entertain the troops while the other people were on the beach. So, like the wives and guys that already had finished hunting on the beach, I was entertaining them with my Joe Pesci routine. And Phil, unfortunately, was the brunt of all my jokes.
Was there any Utes there?
Hey, yeah, the youth.
Yeah, and then the two Utes.
For sure.
What is grit?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but I had to watch my language because
Yes,
there was women and youths there,
cities.
and I didn't want to overstep my boundaries. But it was a great time, and I had fun, joking around with everybody.
That's a pretty good group that you got down there. I've been able to make one meeting. Maybe because it's 3 hours down to Tampa where they have the meeting for me. Otherwise, I'd be there every meeting. But if it coincides when I'm down there on a hunt, then I will gladly attend. But it was really a good time, very good time.
Absolutely. Yeah,
So
unfortunately, Jeff, I can't see any of the comments other than from myself, Digging Duo, and you. Uh,
oh, yeah, that was on the private chat that they can't see.
yeah,
Um, yeah, there were some comments about the Utes, and then Danny Graham, the Grammar Time, is in the house. He said to say hello, and Jimmy Crossbones just joined us. Said to say hey.
yeah,
So
you and Phil have a phenomenal nucleus of followers that follow your show on Mondays and on Thursdays. So hats off to all of you guys and gals, and it's cool. And if anybody has any questions for me, I know Jeff can see it. I'll be more than happy to answer it. But if you want me to just elaborate a little bit further, the way I met Phil Myers was many moons ago. I actually I started metal detecting as a kid, and I had a bounty hunter metal detector. And I'm like real meticulous with my equipment, so the thing looked kind of almost brand new. Phil,
unlike Phil,
right? So I went and saw Phil and talked to him about upgrading. That's how I met him, and we talked about the Garrett 80 Max, and that was like the hottest detector out at the time.
hmm
So I went ahead and purchased one of those and loved it. But on land, it was phenomenal. But at the beach, it kind of acts up because it's single VLF. So then I progressed to the Equinox 600 when those came out, and I love the machine. I have the 11-inch and the small 6-inch coil for land hunting, and I really enjoyed that. And then when the new Deus 2 came out, I went ahead and got that detector. You know how us gentlemen are; we love our toys. So the next
we
best
do
thing,
indeed.
yeah. And I love that machine. That machine is unbelievable. It goes super super deep, and that's what I'm currently swinging. Yeah, and you can look behind me and you see some of my other toys in the background, but I'm an avid archery shooter. I shoot competitive archery.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and my wife calls me a bowtard because I have so many, just like metal detectors. I have plenty of bows,
is
and
that the only thing she called you, Joey?
she calls me a bowtard. And Phil, when I told him the story, that's what he calls me. If he sees me wanting to get a new one, he'll call me a bowtard as well. But it's a lot of fun. I love being outdoors. I don't like to be cooped up. That's why I got into the sales industry where I'm on the go all day. And that's why I love metal detecting, the thrill of what you're going to find. You never know what it is. It's
That's
like
true.
Forrest Gump says, life is a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get. That's the same thing with treasure hunting. And
Yep.
I love all the gamuts of it. And just like with other hunting, deer hunting or archery and whatever. I love that. I've been doing this since I was a child, with my dad, God rest his soul. And it's happy. I've made so many friends in this community. I'm talking about real friends like yourself, Jeff, uh,
hmm
Phil and Jocelyn. We have a customer that comes in all the time. His name is Rick Shavari from Clearwater. The guy
Yep.
is the guy is first class all the way. And Rick, if you're watching, I definitely need a couple of sheaths made for some of my knives. I'm a knife collector as well. And Rick Tumbleson, I joined that WSAS club, right? And we met at the club, years ago. And he said, "Yeah, I work for Southern Wine and Spirits." And I said, "Really? I work here." And that's how we became really good friends. The guy's class act as well, Rick Tumbleson. If you're out there, I'm giving you kudos.
He's out there.
Yeah, he's a good guy, man. Really close friend. And like I said, I've made so many good people in this metal detecting community. That's why I enjoy what I do. And if you guys are ever in the Tampa area on a Saturday, come see me at Myers Metal Detectors.
We got a message from Phil. He says, "Wrong, bro. I made up that name.
What name?
Botard."
Oh, but no, that was my wife.
You knew he was going to try and take credit for it. And then we got a question from Grammar Time. It says, "What is your white whale?"
White whale that I really want to find. I actually have to be with Phil Myers. I definitely want to find a U.S., not any gold coin, just a U.S. minted gold coin. That's what I really, really want to find. I know that's a big white whale, but I really want to find that.
Well, Grammar Time wants you to take your bow and arrow and shoot an apple off Rick Tumbleson's head.
That'd be no problem. I can do it.
Okay, Rick, we're laying down the challenge, buddy.
I can definitely do that.
And the Diggin' Canuck said to say hello.
Tell Liz I said hi.
And I think that's the last of the chat. So what's next for Joe Vizzi?
What's next for me? Saturday, like I said, I'm going. I got invited on a deer hunt, so I'm going to go do that. And I know Jeff jumped the gun and he told everybody that I was going to be a sales manager for the state of Florida with this company I work for. But I actually talked to them, and monetarily, that wouldn't be a good choice for me because of the small, tight group and driving that I do. And I'm going to make more money doing what I'm doing than I would as a state manager. But they still want me to be a manager for North Florida. So I'm going to concentrate on Thursday and Fridays and help a buddy of mine that's running the territory in Orlando, because I know that area very, very well. I'm going to go over there and help him. So they're going to
get somebody up here in North Florida.
There actually is. There's a guy. You live in Tallahassee, so the guy in your area would be Louis Cavell. He comes from Jacksonville. He's in Jacksonville, and then we got a guy in Pensacola. His name is Kirk. So those are two other guys that I'm going to help out to get a little bit more aggressive out there in the market.
They can do her.
Yeah,
they can do her. So that sounds good. I look forward to drinking some more of your wines.
Absolutely.
The next time we can be together, which I'm not sure when that would be, probably May, June. I'll be down there to hunt once the water gets good and warm.
I'm definitely
and we'll get together and we'll open a couple of 3-4 bottles.
That sounds good. That sounds good with me, Jeff.
And have a good time. So, Joe, thanks so much for stopping by tonight. And I thank you in advance for sitting in for me on Treasure Talk on the 13th. For those who have just joined us, you'll get to see Joe and Phil on Treasure Talk on March 13th with an extra special treat. Trevor from Coil Tech will be the guest, and he's going to take us on a personal tour of his factory to show us how he does what he does. So it ought to be a good time. And I can't think of two better people than you and Phil to be there to ask the questions.
It'll be my pleasure to fill in for you.
So give your wife a hug for us. Tell her we're thinking of her, and behave yourself. Don't go corralling any utes. And just behave yourself, and we'll talk at you later. Thanks for coming.
Absolutely. Have a good one, Jeff. Thank you.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Wonderful, wonderful fella. Can't say enough good things about Joe Vizzi. Just a wonderful fella. And any of the guys in the chat that know him will bear it out. And that is the truth, and it'll always be the truth. And anytime you need anything, you got any questions, you call Joe. He'd be more than happy to help you. So now we're going to have one quick word from our sponsor, and then we're going to bring on our next guest, which y'all are waiting for too. So we'll be right back here. Let's see.
Hey folks, Phil Myers here from Myers Metal Detectors, and today I'm going to show you some cool products for the Equinox, and we've got them available for other detectors too. But this is the Steve's detector shaft, and if you've got an Equinox 600 or 800 and you're swinging a larger coil than the stock coil, for sure you should have this set up. It's got a real nice counterbalance weight that you can put on it, and you can customize it to you because it's got inside here there's little bags with sand in them, so you can customize it so it balances perfect for you when you're swinging that coil on your Equinox. And also Steve makes these really cool handles for the T-Rags, for other scoops, and we stock those too. And if you're a guy who likes the camo, check out Steve's camo shaft, and these have awesome cams that slide real easy. Anyway, Steve's detector rods, we sell it here at Myers Metal Detectors. 813-237-1939. Dig deeper, my friends.
There we go. Like I say, if Phil don't have it in stock, you probably don't need it. So let's press on tonight. Our next guest, I tell you what, just a quill. And once if those of you who don't know them, you're going to love them, and you can make your own decision. But I happen to think that Emma's the premier detectorist in this group, but that's just me. So let's go ahead and let's bring them on now. Here is the Diggin' Duo. Hello.
Hi.
Hey guys,
How you doing?
we're good. We're good. Enjoying the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. Well, how's your weather up there?
Rainy. Going to be
Just
raining
rainy?
for probably the next 12 hours or maybe more.
How much snow did you have?
No, we didn't. We didn't get any snow.
Hmm.
We have not gotten any remarkable snow in this whole season.
That's good. Now,
Yeah.
how frozen is your ground?
Say again?
How frozen is your ground?
No, it's not.
Oh,
The
well, good.
weather is warm. It's not warm, but it's 45 to 50.
Well, that's good detecting weather.
Yeah. It was frozen for the first like right after Christmas to maybe New Year's. And it was frozen solid for probably 4 or 5 days, maybe a little more. But that's it. I went into the woods. She didn't come because she doesn't really dig the cold too much anymore. But you go into the woods where it's insulated.
But you probably had other activities.
Yeah, like the phone.
Yeah,
I-
well, that's
And if she's not on the phone, she's on the phone.
Now tell everybody where y'all are located. What's your hunting area?
Primarily, it's Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island, mainly. We just we bounce around, decide. Actually, while we're in the car, sometimes, where do you want to go? Yeah.
Well, yeah. You guys hunt a lot of parks, don't you?
Yeah. We're lucky to have quite a lot of parks around here with old ground.
Huge. They're huge too, aren't they?
Yes.
A lot of them.
Yes, and amazingly, you see the videos of the parks that we mainly go to. It fascinates us how every time we go, we think, I always say this, we think we got most of it in that area, but we go back to that same spot, and it's weird how the ground just decides, as that coin is sinking, it may be on its edge, and then it just turns flat.
Yeah, with heavy rains will have
It's
an effect like
right,
that. For
right.
instance, I'll tell you one. Now, a friend of mine came over yesterday, and we went out to this farm, and I got a real faint signal on my Deus 2, and I dug down and down and down and down, and finally I got this deep.
Hey, watch when you do
Yeah,
that.
don't go this. Hey, I didn't get. I just went. Hey, it's right to here, above my elbow. It's that
That
deep.
is pretty deep.
Holding the pinpointer, and then all of a sudden, boom! It just gave way, and there's a big hole down there. So I couldn't retrieve that target. But it, that kind of stuff can happen.
It had to be something pretty big, to be, it's that deep. I mean, that's like a foot and a half, almost 2 feet.
Oh, I know. But a Deus 2 is. I tell you what, that sucker will find stuff like you can't believe. Little bitty, itty bitty stuff.
You know what? I hunted with. I don't know if you saw the video. I hunted with a gentleman named Tony from Detecting His Life.
Mm-hmm.
He hunts primarily in like the Connecticut area, but he comes to the New York side over the what do you call that, the waterway between Connecticut and New York, the Sound, I believe. I think that's on the other side. But anyway, he uses a Deus too, and he loves it.
Oh, I love mine. That's basically for me being an old guy. That it's light.
Yeah.
And I just got the Steve's detector rod for it because for my water machine, it's a Deus 2. I got 2 Deus 2s.
Mm-hmm.
One I'm using just on land, and then that one for hunting in the water. And I like that carbon fiber shaft. It's a little stiffer, but it's very, very light. The whole machine, and very sensitive.
I was he had the light on the coil, and it was blowing my mind. It's like, the coil as it was going over the ground, and you could see that light flashing. It was pretty cool because it was getting dark at the time, and I was wondering what the heck that was, and I didn't realize he had a light on the coil. So
yeah, that's why you got to charge the coil separately from the remote control and the headphones. So that tells you probably about every 30 seconds it flashes. And then when you plug it in to charge it, it'll glow constantly until it's charged, and then it'll start flashing. So it gives you a good idea. Yeah, so you both are using. Now, what are y'all using? I think Emma, you use a Equinox, don't you?
Yeah.
Did you get a new one yet?
What?
You get a new one yet?
No, I don't think so. I like my Equinox.
I do too. I didn't at first. I came from that CTX side. Well, actually, we were whites. I think we told you that the last time.
Yeah.
We were whites XLT Spectrums for 5. I was for 15 years, maybe more, and she was probably for 3 years on the whites, 2 years, 3 years. And then she got an E-Track. She loved that E-Track.
Well, I had an E-Track too. It was a great machine, just like wheeling a tank.
Yeah, but it had that fluty sound, and you had silver. That's the
silver killer.
Yeah, I love that about that machine. Yeah. And then she got we both got Noxes. I had the CTX for a few years, and that was a beast. But I got used to the Nox. I mean, it took me a while, and now it's like, wow, you can tweak that machine to go really deep.
Yeah. Well, sometimes these machines go deeper, and I want to dig.
Yeah, I know.
And when I was digging that hole yesterday, it was basically a pride thing. I wasn't going to let it get the best of me. If I'd have been by myself, when I got down about up to my elbow, I said, "Goodbye, Giuseppe." I like digging down there no more.
We it took a bit. It took a bit of time, but finally got used to that machine, and the Nox was a tough transition for me, but for her, she picked up that Nox like she was been using it forever. Because in the beginning, we were wondering, we were like, Emma's finding like everything. We couldn't understand how lucky she could be. We're like, is she really that lucky or that good? We're
I
kind
think
of
good.
And I know she's really good at what she does. I mean, she goes behind me sometimes, and behind a bunch of other guys, but
Well, she never really follows behind you when it's close to Christmas or her birthday, though, right?
right, no, yeah, no,
Because
she's pretty smart.
or if you want a new Knox or a Manticore, don't follow the old man and find stuff that he's missed.
No, just be nice. That's all.
Just kind of distract him and put a few things out in front of him.
Yeah, get my slippers when I come home from work. Stuff like that.
Yeah, that's close enough for government work.
Yeah.
So people in the chat want to know what your most unusual find is, each of you.
Unusual find, Em.
Um,
What about that finger ring?
the gold one.
Unusual find.
Ah, that was pretty cool.
I think I told this story the last time. It's still the most unusual find. She was about 10, and we were in our favorite park, and she yells over, "Dad, I found a ring." So I'm like, "Really?" I start walking over, and I realize it's a middle finger ring. And she's showing me it, and I'm like, "Give me that thing." Because she was, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure she knew what it meant and all of that. It was just funny. It was just, I don't know. I know they're around and it looked pretty old, but then I started thinking, like, I wonder who was wearing this ring, like, must have been some dude.
I guess they were flipping the bird even, 100 years ago.
Yeah, it was probably 100 years old. That's why it intrigued us a bit. Usual. Yeah, I would say that's it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that would be unusual.
Yeah.
I would think, yeah.
Oh, wait. What about the turtle?
I forgot about the turtle.
You know what, Jeff? I was digging a wheat set. I forgot what year. This is probably 2 years ago. I was digging a wheatie signal. I wasn't sure what it was. I went to dig it. As I'm digging it, I see this round little. I thought it was a dead turtle. I knew it was a turtle by the bottom. I had turtles as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
It was a baby turtle. It was hibernating. It was a slider or painted turtle. It was hibernating about 4 inches down.
I'll be darned.
Late January. I could not believe I literally found the turtle because I dug a little deeper and I found the wheatie that I was looking for. But yes, would you think that? I was going to say that's the most unusual find. Yeah, I forgot about that.
We had a comment about the bird ring, we'll call it now.
Yeah.
From Rick Tumbleson. He said the owner's wife buried it as soon as he took it off and got into the shower.
Right. I mean, who walks around with that ring? I like, hope he doesn't go to
where you guys live, you see more than we do, but I see plenty. I mean, when you see them, you've all seen the videos of the wonders of Walmart.
Oh, I've seen those. Yeah, that's
so that ring would not surprise me in the least. I've seen some.
I can imagine.
There's some real strange stuff. So, but you just never know what it is when you go to a playground, for instance, and one of your parks there's a playground,
right?
And you find 38 bullets unfired.
Yeah. What is that doing there? Right. I know.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, we need a few Charles Bronsons around.
Oh, we need about 70 or 80 of them.
Yeah.
With a big cache of ammunition. We don't want none of this. Yeah. We need the ammo.
Or Buford with the walking tall stick. Remember that? That was great. See, Emma wouldn't know these guys. That's too aggressive for these kids.
Well, some of them, it's not even just the kids anymore, and some of the adults are. There was a thing on the news a week or two ago. I don't know if you guys saw it or not. I think it was up in New York. the little girl was like maybe 7, 8 years old. And was coming home in the school bus, and she never made it home. The parents waited 3 weeks to call the cops.
What?
Yeah.
That's
And then they go, "How come you're looking at me for this? Give me a break."
yeah. I just you as you get older, you realize that people that have had children some of them are actually completely insane, and they we assume, well, you had a child, that you're a responsible person. You just like stupid people reproducing.
Yeah,
It happens a lot.
all the druggies, and they always seem to have kids, and the kids are the sweetest things.
Yeah,
Because you can't pick your parents, that's for sure.
right.
If you could, that would be a better thing.
You can't take it out on the kids, no matter what.
No. So, what's your best find?
No.
My gold coin, your cat plus quarter. What?
You have got a gold coin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah. It's a Turkish 25 kurush is the denomination. It's Turkish coin. Yeah. 5 years in,
Gold coin.
5 years in, 25 years in, no gold coin. 5 years in. Yeah, yeah, she has a gold coin. About 2 years ago, maybe 3.
Yeah, too.
I'm gonna say 2.5 during the pandemic, more or less, the beginning of it. We did a lot of hunting during that.
Oh yeah, almost exactly 2 years.
Yeah, it was the recipe was perfect. There was nobody out and just us. And
That makes it
I'm gonna say mine. I do have a cap bus quarter, 1821, I believe, but I found a flowing hair half cent. Now that, to me, I'm gonna say that's
Actually,
right.
that might be better.
that would be that. Yeah, I would say I would agree with that.
1795. I think any 1700s U.S. silver should be anything you find in there has got to be top, right? I'm gonna say that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I noticed in some of the videos, I think Mom's getting on the action. Huh?
Yeah, she is. I tried to call her over here.
She won't come, huh?
Yeah, she can't get out of the makeup room. So
Yeah, I noticed she was doing pretty good
yeah,
in a couple of those videos that I saw.
she should start doing a little better. We got her a Vanquish for Christmas. So
Oh, well, yeah, I bet she was surprised when she opened that puppy up, wasn't she?
yeah. She should do much better with that. Yeah, she got into it. You can tell from her attitude here and there that the frustration sets in. It's okay. So it shows you got some heart.
Yeah, just don't get in her line.
What's
Don't
that?
waver. Don't waver over and kind of dig in her line
Right.
unless you really want to go on a diet.
It's fun. It's
So
fun.
you-
It's fun that she's getting involved too.
Yeah, that's a wonderful thing because you can all three spend quality time together, and that's what it's all about.
Right.
And I want to ask you, what's it like for you to be able to ply this hobby with your dad?
I think it's pretty cool because we're able to spend time together, and I've been doing it for such a long time, so it's just nostalgic because I think about when I was little. Doing
Wow.
it.
I like that word.
Nostalgic. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool.
Well, that's good. That's good. I'll tell you what, I without even asking him, he's on top of the world when y'all are out hunting.
Yeah, it's not the same if she's not around. I
No,
do
it's really
I've
not.
done a few hunts, without her. I really can't. I didn't want to. In the beginning, I was like, I don't feel right. But if she doesn't come with me and we don't get no videos going out, I just feel like I got to dig myself too,
Yeah, something's missing when you don't do
Yeah,
that.
definitely. I find something nice and I look around for her,
Yeah, I had my grandson for a while who would go with me, and he liked to go to the beach because he liked to dig. He
Right.
did all the digging. And I asked him, I said, "Do you want to detect?" He said, "No, no, I really don't. That's not my thing." He says, "I just want to go." He says, "I want to spend time with you." And then I think he discovered girls.
Yeah.
So guess what? Oh, Gramps got kicked to the curb. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
that'll happen. Can't blame
Oh,
him. Yeah.
it happens.
Yeah, you
That's
can't.
all right. That's all right. One day, if I live long enough, he may want to go detecting again. So, have any of y'all been out of the country to detect?
No.
You guys ought to go to for a special occasion. All three of you now, you could go as a family to England.
That would be something.
Oh, I tell you what, as Emma's good as she is, she'll find gold staters.
Oh man, that would be something.
Now she'll find them, and because there's still a lot of them over there. And just
Yeah.
when you go to England, you're digging stuff. If over here, if you go to your park, for instance, your favorite park, and you find something from the 1700s, you're going, "Wow."
Yeah.
When you find stuff, coins from the 1600s over there, they say, "Oh, that's a greenie." Throw it
Yeah.
in the ground.
Right.
You know,
Right.
there
Right.
you
'Cause
go.
they got thousands of years of history there.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And some of the stuff when they tell you over there, don't throw anything away. You know how we look at something and say, "Oh, that's junk," and
Right.
you flip it. When I was over there, they said, "Do not throw anything away until we look at it," because there
Right.
were some things in there that I think, "Hey, that's going in the hedgerow."
Right.
That's where they tell you to throw. It's in the hedgerow. But I didn't do it, and it turned out it was something cool.
Interesting.
As one the guy we were over there with, his wife found a Bronze Age axe head.
Oh,
Part of
very
an
good.
axe head. It wasn't a full axe head, but I would have taken a look at that and go, you know, had no clue. So that's something that as being as your wife likes detecting now, and all three of you guys would have an absolute blast.
Yeah.
An absolute blast. That'd be a great family vacation,
Yeah, that would be.
I
That's a
think.
thought.
Yeah, it is. So what's next for you guys?
Well, we're hoping the weather, it's not bad. I like digging in this weather. I actually enjoy 45, 55 degrees.
If it's not
But
howling wind, yeah.
yeah, but my wife does not like the cold, and Emma's not really liking the cold much anymore. So I'm hoping we get a couple of, some 60-degree days coming up soon, maybe in a month or so.
You may get them before that,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's tough. It's tough this time. It's very unusual for this time of year. I mean, this weather we're like 5 to 10 degrees above normal.
yeah. And usually you're buried in snow and the
Right,
ground's frozen.
right.
So that way, that's when you get caught up on your videos
Yeah,
and all that kind of stuff. See, that's when you can plan an England trip.
yeah, right. True. True.
If you need somebody to go with, shoot me an email. I'll shoot you a few names that take groups over there, and they got all the permissions.
That's appreciated.
Basically, you pay your fee. You
Wow.
go over there. They look at your fines. They transport you. You got place to stay. A lot of them make you dinners and breakfast and lunches, and haul you out to the detecting grounds because they've got all these fields that they.
Where do you know about what particular areas in the UK? I mean, is it Scotland? Is it England?
Well, you can go to Scotland too, but England is where you got the real old stuff. Basically, down in Essex, a
Essex.
little bit east of London.
Uh-huh.
That's where the real old stuff is. When I went over there, we went over by Colchester, which is the oldest city in England. So there was a lot of, they found stuff from BC and all that kind of stuff. So a lot
Wow.
of Roman and stuff like that. But
Wow.
you get it all over.
Right.
You're hunting up in Yorkshire or Derbyshire, all that up in there. They find it all over.
Yeah.
But anywhere you go, and in Scotland they find it too. Not so much gold coins, but you had all the down around London and that area. That's where you had all the Saxons and the Celts and all that kind of stuff. Always trying to kill each other. So
Yeah. Yeah. England was lost and won dozens of times, I think.
oh,
So.
Yeah, many, many times.
Yeah.
So that would be something. There's a few YouTubers out there that the Dukes of Derbyshire is a good one to watch, and there's a lot of others over there. But if y'all want some names, just shoot me an email, and I'll shoot you some names of at least 3 people that take groups over there. Been taking them over there for quite a while, and that'd be the way to go. You guys would have an absolute blast.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
It sounds like it.
Yeah,
We watch a lot of videos from them, and pulling out hammered coins with the long cross,
yeah,
short cross, and
yeah.
I have a lot of family in Italy, so I would love to go there one day.
Yeah. Well, I love Italy. I've been to Italy, 4 or 5 times. Can't wait to get back. But I have a hard time getting out of the restaurants,
You ain't kidding. No, you ain't kidding, man.
That's where you get the good stuff.
Right.
And the gelato.
Yeah.
There ain't one place in the United States that's got good gelato. I'm telling you. They can say they got it, but they ain't got it.
Right. Don't taste like that. Yeah.
Not even close. So what's coming up for you guys? You got to do more videos and continue to hunt?
Yes, we plan on scheduling some hunts coming up. Now that hopefully the weather starts breaking, and Emma's been very busy with school lately. As a junior in high school,
Yeah.
the homework is insane.
Yeah.
It's all the other stuff.
Here.
The social stuff that you really need to do.
Right.
That's part of the high school experience is developing the relationships, the social relationships, and you can't just have your head in the book all the time.
No, of course, no.
That's no kind of life.
She works part-time and is in school full-time. It's not easy. It's really not easy to get her.
She's learning. She's doing the right thing.
Right.
It won't hurt young people to work.
Yeah.
They know that way they find out what it takes, so to speak.
Agree. She has a lot of ambition, which is really cool. That I don't have to push her. Hey, go to work. You should get a job. No, she's telling us she's got another job lined up after this job,
and that's good. That's good. I'd love to see a young person with ambition.
Yeah,
that's just that warms the cockles of my heart.
Yes.
I know my grandson now. He's 20, and he's going to college and he's working 2 jobs. He wants to live on his own, so he's old enough to do that. Working 2 jobs plus going to school.
Good for him.
It's good.
Good for him. He wants some nice stuff. He wants to buy a nice car. He wants to buy Grandpa a Manticore.
Grandpa really don't want a Manticore.
I'm just kidding. Yeah,
I had my Equinoxes, and I had too many of them flood on me. Then I switched over when the Deus 2 come out. I had a Deus 1 that I used a lot for, dirt digging. But then when the Deus 2 come out, it just excels in the water and on the beach. So that's what I'm going to stick with. It's lighter, and I'm getting too long in the tooth to be buying too many more detectors.
I hear you. I just we don't do a lot of water hunts, so we should, right? We should do some more beach hunts. We did one. It's coming up, and I'll probably post it in a couple of weeks. We found some crazy giant Chinese dollars, I think.
You hunt in the water?
On the shoreline. I could not believe these coins. They were like bigger than a silver dollar. Giant Chinese dollars from the late 1800s.
Mm-hmm. Well, that will tell you that's probably a swimming hole beach.
Right. Well,
so if you're finding that stuff on the wet sand and the dry sand,
right,
it tells me it's not being hunted a whole bunch. You need to get out there about neck deep in the water.
Yeah, well,
we plan on gold jewelry.
Yeah, we plan on going back.
And wait till the water warms up a little bit.
Yeah,
you get all those big waves that knock you down. But that's where you find the good stuff.
Right.
Well, I tell you what, guys, it's been a real pleasure having you back. And we always want to keep in touch, keep us up to date on what's going on and what's happening with Miss Emma and how much she's kicking your hiney in the fines department. Anybody want to know how good Emma's doing, watch their videos, subscribe to their channel, ask for all notifications, and you'll get to see the star of all stars right there. So,
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Happy hunting and dig deeper, my friends.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Night
Bye.
night.
Appreciate it, Jeff.
Bye bye. Great, great. And the great thing about that is now they got mom involved. So it's a family outing and it just doesn't get any better than that. You know, that is a great, great thing. So I wish them all the best of luck. If you really want to be entertained, go subscribe to their channel, The Diggin' Duo, and you promise you will be entertained immensely. So we are going to go ahead and get out of here. But join us Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Treasure Talk, where Pete Sorrell from Digstock will be our guest, and he will tell us all about the upcoming Digstock, which I will be in attendance at. And then he was going to tell us about the Native American hunt that we are giving away a ticket to. So that'll be an exciting show. And then next week on Treasure Tales, we will have the Key Date Kid will be our guest, Casey from Excalibur Shovels. So make sure you tune in and learn all about Casey and his ghost town adventures and, you know, all that kind of good stuff. So thanks for joining us tonight. Happy hunting and dig deeper.